Hello everyone, I'm Robert Chaffer, the product manager of the Beneteau trawler range, and welcome to the Grand Trawler 62. The Grand Trawler 62 is the new flagship of the 2022 Beneteau trawler range that starts at 35 feet and now extends to 62 feet and features 5 models in the range. The Grand Trawler 62 builds on the established swift trawler core values of seaworthiness, easy circulation, timeless design, and practical functionality. The Grand Trawler 62 features a highly efficient and seaworthy full displacement hull, allowing exceptional autonomy between 8 and 12 knots, with engines capable of taking the boat over 20 knots when required. You will see we have fully exploited the space this 5.45 metre beam full displacement hull allows to create a very comfortable layout that breathes easily, allowing a quiet luxury and feeling of well-being throughout the entire boat. At the stern of the boat, we have the bathing platform area. We have a usable space of 5 metre beam by 1.6 metre depth. The tender lift dinghy allowance is 400 kilograms. The bathing platform features transform stairs on port, fold-away dinghy chocks and pad eyes. A substantial bathing ladder is in the starboard side, and note the full-width transverse step that I'm sat on here, which also doubles as a seat, allowing easy circulation when deploying the dinghy, as well as being a lovely place to be on the boat. And on the port side, we have the gull wing hatch that goes to the lazarette and engine room space. And on starboard, we find the shore support locker containing the power, deck wash and shore water hookup. Below the starboard transom gate, we have space for a 3.35 metre passerelle, and adjacent to this in the side combing is the transom shower. Here we have the aft cockpit area. We have a teak-capped full-width transparent push pit with port and starboard sliding gates, and which is a unique feature on this boat. The Nauta Design team have created an outward-facing space to enjoy the sea. We call this the terrace to the sea. This arrangement is complemented by the aft-facing L-shaped seating you see behind me, which also has a folding table. The seat space has space underneath for 2 8-person life rafts, and this option is mandatory if you select the flybridge crane above. On port and starboard, we have generous rope benches with optional capstans. Forward, we have bulwark gates on port and starboard, and in the floor of the cockpit, we find the secondary hatch to the lazarette. Moving to the flybridge stairs, on the right-hand side, we find control panels for the passerelle and tender lift, and the third station joystick. The overhead perimeter of the canopy has the stowage for the aft cockpit cover. This features roll-up windows and mesh panels. Also note the overhead safety handrail and the speakers. Here we are on the main deck. Overall, the main deck has 31.5 square meters of floor space. Coming through the patio doors, on the port side, we have a large U-shaped sofa with comfortable seating for up to 8 and a coffee table in the center. The ceiling above features a wood perimeter pelmet, overhead speakers and a safety handrail. On the starboard side, adjacent to the patio door, we have the light switches, the fusion stereo, and we have a long sideboard with plentiful storage and space. Aft we have a 23 bottles wine cooler. Forward we have a 95-litre drawer fridge. Forward of that we have crockery storage, a lift-up mechanism for a 50-inch TV. Forward of this, we have a compartment where you'll find the fuel shutoffs, manual fire extinguisher, and power points for table lamps, etc. The centre part of the sideboard can also be configured as a 2-seater sofa opposite the U-shaped sofa. Decor-wise, this boat's interior joinery is finished in satin oak with the optional white oak flooring. The saloon windows are complemented by dark walnut wooden Venetian blinds, set within sterling grey pelmets. The joinery is also available in walnut. Here we have the dining area. So this is moving forward from the aft saloon. We find either side of that step up port and starboard servery cupboards that can be fitted out with Bock glassware, crockery and cutlery, providing easy service to this dining area. Now we find the dining table itself, with comfortable dining for up to 8 people. The outboard side of the dinette seat provides storage for up to 4 folding dining chairs, which can also be used at the cockpit and flybridge tables. The tabletop has got 3 positions. Passage maker, where it's hard out to starboard, revealing a handrail. Pushing it out to port reveals easy access to the storage and get into the chairs. And in its centre position, shown here, is its dining position. Opposite the dinette, we find the galley. The galley can be configured as we see here with sliding door and glass windows to close the space. There is a full height 255 litre fridge freezer adjacent to a 4-burner induction hob with charcoal hood above and cupboard. And below that, a 40 litre multifunction microwave oven with wine rack adjacent. Adjacent to the galley side door, we have plentiful workspace with a sink and trash receptacle on the top, where we have plentiful cupboards, drawers and overhead lockers, with space inboard for a dishwasher. So here we have the main helm, with the pilot seat on boat centerline, and forward of that a 2.5 metre wide central windscreen, and a helm station capable of housing 3 16-inch screens. On the starboard side we have the throttles, the Ventix joystick, the Beneteau ship control panel, VHF, trim tabs and optional gyro. On the port side we have the switches, autopilot and thruster panels to port with recessed working surfaces and charge points and storage close to hand. The comfortable pilot seat features armrests, fore and aft adjustment and flip-up bolster. An additional co-pilot seat, as we see here, can be fitted as well. On the port side, outboard, we have a banquette seat, long enough to be used as a daybed and a great place for convivial conversation during long passage making. Just aft of the helm area on the port side are the stairs up to the flybridge. On forward, starboard, is the side door and the stairs to the lower accommodation, making the main helm the centre point of the circulation around the boat, which is as it should be for easy handling. To the right-hand side of the main helm are the stairs down to the lower accommodation. At the top of the stairwell, you will find the outboard cupboard containing the AC and DC power distribution panels. In the lower passageway is the hatch to access the pumps, water heater and grey water tank. So here we discover the owner cabin of the 3-cabin layout. This stateroom cabin occupies 14 square meters. At the entrance of the cabin we have a lovely lobby area with a door on starboard to the ensuite. And in the cabin itself we find a 2 metre long by 1.7 metre wide bed on centerline with bedside lockers. The bed lifts up on gas struts, providing plentiful top entry storage. On the starboard side there is a large sideboard with space inside for a digital locking safe. There's a corner cupboard and wardrobe forward. Under the window blinds there are actually additional top access storage lockers as well. On the port side we have a dressing table desk with stool. The central compartment features a vanity mirror and a cable management port with space to put a laptop on charge. On the starboard bulkhead forward we have space for a 50-inch television. On the starboard side of the cabin lobby area we have the door to the ensuite bathroom. This bathroom features a Korean work surface, Bock wash basin, electric toilet with separate walk-in shower cubicle and rain shower. Here we are in the forward VIP cabin. In the bow, underneath the hull side window, we find a 2 metre long by 1.55 metre wide double bed. We have bedside lockers and all facing towards the starboard hull window. There is easy circulation around the bed with cupboards on starboard and an optional hinged TV above. And then we have a wardrobe forward, and the bed lifts up on gas struts, providing top entry storage And under the cabin floor we have access panels to the bow thruster and batteries. On the starboard side of the cabin we have an ensuite bathroom with a Korean work surface and Villeroy-Boch wash basin, electric toilet and completely separate shower cubicle. Note, with the 4-cabin layout, this cabin becomes the owner cabin. Decor-wise, each cabin features satin oak joinery, complemented by ice white panelling and porcelain white Venetian blinds, and ivory carpet with underlay creating a calm, relaxing space. The joinery is also available in a walnut finish. So here we are in the port guest cabin, and underneath the hull window we find 2 single berths, 2 meters long by 75 centimeters wide with a bedside locker in between. We also have infill panels that stow underneath this bed to make up a large double. We have a large wardrobe forward and cupboard below, and then again we have an ensuite door directly into the day head. The day head also has an access door from the passageway, and in the day head you will find a Korean work surface, Villeroy-Boch wash basin, electric toilet and separate shower cubicle. The alternative aft cabin layout is what we call the 4-cabin layout. This alternative space consists of 2 aft guest cabins side by side with separate berths measuring 2 meters by 75 centimeters, complete with infills to make them up into double beds. Both of these cabins feature storage cupboards aft with wardrobes forward and share the starboard bathroom through a private lobby space. Here we are on the flybridge. We have over 34 square meters of floor space here. Starting on the port side forward is the hatch to the internal stairs to the main helm. And on starboard we have a sheltered sun pad area forward of the helm console. Then we have the flybridge helm with excellent all-round visibility and with up to 3 16-inch screens and space for the Aventix joystick by the throttles, all arranged for easy docking. An additional co-pilot seat can also be fitted. Opposite, we have an L-shaped seating area for convivial passage making. Just aft of the L-shaped seating area on the port side, we have a huge U-shaped seating area with folding table for up to 8 to dine in comfort. Aft of the helm station, we have the wet bar serving out to guests, featuring a 65-litre drawer fridge, barbecue grill, sink, storage, trash bin with optional ice maker. At the aft end of the flybridge we find the stairs to the aft cockpit on starboard and space for a flybridge crane rated to 400 kilogram capacity. 4 pad eyes are fitted in the coaming and the dealer fits chocks depending on the customer choice of dinghy or jet ski. Without the crane, this plinth is the location for a 16-person life raft, and this space can be used for sun lounges, etc., in combination with an overhead bimini that covers the aft area. The flybridge T-top features speakers and can be fitted with an electric soft top, solar panels and finished in metallic grey paint. So here we have the foredeck. Forward we find a large sun pad with adjustable headrests and drinks holders either side. And outboard of this we have storage lockers for 4 fenders. Forward of the sun pad we find a seat with adjustable backrests, drinks holders and recesses for books and snacks to relax and enjoy an aperitif or digestif through the evening. Note, we also in these recesses have areas for the sockets for the foredeck bimini, and that provides shade over this whole area. And when not in use, the foredeck bimini rolls up and stows underneath the windscreen overhang. On the bow, we have an optional rope capstan and aft-facing speakers in the bulwark. The starboard bow locker stows 4 fenders, bimini poles, the deck wash, the plug-in controls for the anchor windlass and the rope capstan. The port side chain locker stows an additional 2 fenders. Behind the teak slatted fashion plate, we have transparent doors that block the wind to the aft cockpit area when swinging on anchor. Moving forward in the well-protected side decks with overhead canopy, we have the service lockers containing the fuel and water fillers and then the waste discharge. Then we have the starboard side door to the main helm and spring cleats outside close to hand. At the stern of the boat we find the lazarette. The main lazarette access is through the port side gullwing hatch, leading to stairs with cupboards outboard and a cupboard aft that can be fitted with a combination washer-dryer. The stairs lift up to access the stern thruster batteries and charger. The toilet and shower compartments have been deliberately separated from the crew cabin to allow dual use of the facilities so that after a swim or sunbathing, guests can use these facilities without having to go into the main accommodation forward. On starboard, we have the crew cabin. They're for 2 persons, featuring 2 crossover berths, wardrobe and storage. There is space underneath the lower berth for a 100 litre per hour water maker. Here we have the engine room, which is accessed from the lazarette passageway.
Starting forward, we have port and starboard 1935 litre fuel tanks, which gives 3,870 litres in total.
The tanks feature sight gauges, standard MAN and generator filters with Raycol fuel filters in option.
Between the tanks, above a quick gyro stabiliser, we have space for an Onan 4.5 kilowatt or Fisher Panda 25i generator, giving 220 volt supply.
Between the engines, underneath the tread plate, we have 4 times AGM 140 amp hour engine batteries and 6 times 140 amp hour domestic batteries. The engines are MAN i6 730 horsepower units installed to MAN Gold Standard, which gives us the 5-year warranty. Outboard of the starboard engine is the generator battery, the battery switch box, the high-load thermal switches above that the Aventix joystick processor. Then we have the 2 40 amp battery chargers, the 2000 watt inverter, the quick gyro driver, shore selectors, ducted air intakes and underwater exhaust system. Outboard of the port side engine we have mirrored ducted air intakes and underwater exhaust, and just aft we have outboard the Dometic variable speed aircon chiller with space forward for the Webasto diesel heater. I very much hope that you've enjoyed today's visit on board the Grand Trawler 62, and we look forward to seeing you soon.